I'm currently near the end of an 11-day ride around Mongolia with a few of the guys from the Dirt Crew, Brent, Nick, HD, and our ringing from the States, Brad. And we're doing the ride on a very interesting bike. This bike. It's the Shinray XY200, 200 cc's of raw power. Now you wouldn't think this thing would get around Mongolia, but this is the perfect bike to get you through the rivers, dust and long days of riding through this amazing country. The locals use them, so I guess that says it all. So when we were planning this trip, I thought I might get a new riding suit to do this adventure, and I wanted to support an Australian company, so I looked and found Motodry. They make the Trekker Pro and gave me this suit to test during this ride. And I've actually waited till now, which is the second last day of our adventure. I've literally lived in this thing for 10 days, so I can tell you exactly how it's measured up for me. But first of all, let me take you through its features. So it's an 800D fabric, but on the impact points, elbows, knees, etc., it's 1000. It's got reflective trim here as a good safety measure, and these sort of concertinaed areas so you can actually bend your joints quite well. Now the other thing we'll get onto is the armour. The Trekker Pro comes with a pretty good range of armour. You have moulded PVC on the shoulders, plus removable CE1 pads on the inside. The elbows also have removable CE1, which stays in place really well and doesn't hinder arm movement. On the knees, it's removable CE1. These aren't as snug as the elbow pads, maybe because these are over boot pants, so they're a looser fit. And on the hips and back plate, you have high density foam, so not rated pads, but they still will give you some sort of protection. So it's pretty good overall, and the only thing missing really is chest armour. But that's a little hard to do when you have such massive air vents.
We're back into it out here in this amazing country. We're down about 40 k's so far. Pretty dusty road today, but looking forward to it. We've got about 200 kilometres all up. So just thinking about the jacket, and you know when you buy a new bit of gear and you've got to sort of let it bed in. Sometimes you get that gear and it never quite fits, and you get an abrasion or something. The Trekker Pro, so far it's been really good. Everything is super comfortable, really comfortable. It fits really well. The only bit that I can feel is on my right elbow. Just that slight little abrasion. But I haven't had to put on a band-aid or anything like that. If I wore a long sleeve top, you wouldn't even feel it. But that's it. Otherwise the thing feels as comfortable as. And the other thing I wanted to mention was sizing. So when the guys from Motodry sent me the jacket, I got a medium. When it came, it was actually pretty big on me. So I called up the guys and they sent me the small, which I thought would be way too small, but it fit me perfectly. With those adjustments on the jacket for your arms, your waist, and on the pants, I've got it snug as a bug, and it feels super comfortable to wear. So the only thing I'd say, if you're looking at getting this jacket, if you can get to a shop and try it on, I would suggest you do that.
Now the next thing I want to look at is pockets. Now a couple of guys have said this thing has too many pockets, and it does have a lot of pockets, but you don't have to use them all. So let's go through them quickly. So the one I love is this dedicated EPIRB pocket. So this thing's got my inReach in it. It lives there. I don't have to think about it again. It's just locked in there, all good. We've got a couple of pockets here. Now these are really only winter pockets because in summer you'll fold the fence down. 2 zipper pockets here with the flaps with the Velcro to keep them nice and dry. And this one also has a removable pocket. The idea is that if you're leaving your jacket somewhere but you want to take some valuables with you, you put them in this pocket, then you declip it from the jacket and you can take it with you. Not something I'm going to use, but I'm sure there's someone out there who thinks it's a brilliant idea. Then, just like a casual coat, it's got pockets just to put your hands in. They're lined, so in winter, it's really warm. They're actually very warm pockets, they're good. Onto the pants, you've got 2 zipper pockets either side, and just another pocket on the side with a Velcro tab. And on the back, you've got a nice big pocket, and this is where I store my outer shell. And at the top here is the hydration pocket, and that's got my Climb 3-litre hydration pack in it at the moment.
Here we are, we've just left Lake Car about 20 minutes ago. Lake Car is known for the dunes, so we've come through quite a bit of sand. So this is day 5 of the ride, and we've come about, I don't know, 700, 800 odd kilometres so far. So I thought I'd just give you an idea of how the Trekker Pro jacket has been and pants have been travelling. So the jacket so far has been good, and like I've just adjusted the venting. Yesterday it got pretty hot, so I opened up the arms and the chest area, and I was good. I didn't need to open up the legs, I didn't need to open up the extra bits on the arm. The back vents are open, and I felt really comfortable. So the flexibility of cooling and heating yourself is pretty amazing, I reckon. And here we go, a car coming. As you'll note, these just look like ordinary everyday sedans. And there's a Lexus. Yeah, it's crazy. They drive these things up and down the most incredible 4-wheel drive places. And it's just amazing. And one of the guys who's working, the mechanic who's on this trek, he was saying yesterday he was out in the dunes once riding and he could hardly ride, it was so bad. And he came across a Land Cruiser, bogged to the axles, couldn't get out. And then they're sitting there trying to figure out how to get this car out. And what drives past them? A bloody Prius. We've seen so many Priuses driving up the things we were riding up, and we're struggling to ride up them. And these Priuses have gone up them. It's incredible. It's a mad place. You've got to come here. This country is amazing. So far, Trekker Pro's been through rain, hail and shine. On day 5, top tick so far.
So now let me show you the venting, and it's pretty easy. Just zip down, rip the Velcro, and then you just tuck it away inside the jacket. As you can see, it's a pretty big vent. So there's one there, one here, arms all the way down, and there's these little tabs to hold the vent open. And you can also open these ones and tuck them in and get them out of the way. So you've got a lot of space there to get the air through, and of course 2 big vents on the back to release the air after it comes through. So the problem we all have is, hold it there, it's this thing, a backpack. We're always wearing a backpack. When you put the backpack on, first thing that happens is it partially covers the vents, getting in the way. It also stops the back vent so the air can't get out, and you get a hot, sweaty back because you've got this backpack on. I use this backpack for 2 reasons predominantly. Normally my inReach is in here, and hydration. I don't need that anymore. I've got inReach and my hydration on me. Otherwise I'll have a couple of muesli bars or whatever I want to carry with me. So why don't I just put that on the back of the bike on a little 1 or 2 litre bag and have a free moving jacket with nothing on my back and ventilation that actually works as it should. So I think that's going to be a game changer for me. I'm really interested to see how this jacket goes in the future without wearing anything on my back. I really should have thought of this before leaving for Mongolia.
It's the last day on the bike, so I thought I'd wrap up the review of the Motodry Trekker Pro. We've had hot days, rain, hail, wind, mud and a lot of dust, so much dust. It's been a great test for the jacket and pants. So let's have a look at the things I like. Now, after all those weather conditions and living in this thing for literally 10 days, everything's working as it should. Zippers, etc. There's no loose threads or tears. I only had a couple of small falls, but it protected me easily. I think it's really good value for money. Just for a quick comparison, I own an Alpine Stars suit and a Climb Dakar, both of which are good, but I think the Trekker is a bit more of an all-rounder, which suits my type of riding. And price-wise, the Dakar is $943 Australian dollars, and the Trekker is $700. And for the $700, I think you get a lot more for your money. As far as comfort and adaptability to fitting your body is going, it's really good. I've never felt I needed to get out of the Trekker as soon as we got to camp or stop for the day. I could get off the bike, sit down and have a beer, quite comfortably staying in the suit, no problem at all. The ventilation is excellent and easy to use, even with the gloves. And I love having plenty of pocket choices. Now the guys made a bit of fun about the pockets, but I really like it. So as you can see by the power lines, we're getting closer to civilization, and that means the end of our adventure in the Moto Nomad Rally. And now some things I think could be better. The Trekker Pro is only water resistant because of this big venting system, so it comes with waterproof and thermal liners for the jacket and pants, which have zippers and colour-coded buttons, so they're easy to put in and take out, which is good. You can also wear these as standalone items, which is nice. So if you get to camp and need a bit of warmth, you can pull out the thermal layer and just put that on, no problem at all. But I'm not a fan of internal layers. I wear an external outer shell, which keeps me nice and dry, and it also has a hood. I feel it's more important to keep the jacket as dry as possible. You don't want to pull up to camp and have a wet jacket and pants hanging in your tent trying to dry out for the night. If Motodry could make an external waterproof lining with a hood to stop the rain dribbling down around your collar, that would be absolutely amazing. So overall, I really like the Trekker Pro, and it's going to be my main choice of jacket and pants going forward for rides. It'll be interesting to see how it works back home, which is where we're headed in a day or two as we end this ride. If you're into adventure riding, you must come here to Mongolia. It is magnificent. I know the 2026 Moto Nomad Rally is now open, so get online and check it out. Thanks for watching, and I hope this review gave you a good idea of the Trekker. Like, subscribe if you wish, that'd be great. And I'll leave you with some shots of this amazing country.